Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap live trading webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. And end of the day here, or I'm sorry, end of the week. It's been a long week. Going through live market analysis here. And we had JTrader on Wednesday with the live trading, Scott Pulcini on Thursday. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Friday is the live analysis, forward-looking live analysis. This is based off of our educational course. So you have the complete package. All this is free education for you. Pretty nice offering. We also have Tom B in the afternoon. This video will segue right into that as well, and redirect to it. Let's go through the disclosures. It's important. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump in right away. Let's look at this S&P E-mini. We can look at stocks, we can look at crypto. It's up to you guys. Typically, this is what most traders want to look at. This is what we look at here. Beautiful double bottom off of high liquidity down here at 36.70, which is kind of an odd place. Anyway, that is the case. And what is the condition of that liquidity? Well, you can see here just before 8:30, they started to add even more in front of it, and it started to build even more as price was coming down into these areas. So looks like they're for real. Price didn't go into that area. It didn't tangle with these buyers down here on the bid. They kind of maybe some chased a little bit here, but you can see it kind of thinned out a little bit, and they're still here at 36.70. And then we have our 9:30 cash open and a beautiful rise to the upside. Right, so maybe people trying to scoop up, the stock market here at a discount at this lower level here. You can see that these traders, they did not get filled, but they certainly had an effect on price. Okay, look where price went. Again, we talk about market structure in here all the time. Beautiful move up to where? Right up to the high here. Okay, 37.10, and high liquidity getting filled all the way along as well. Here, okay, at the cash open, just after the cash open here, around 3,700, the figure, right at it, and then up here at 37.10. Okay, so a nice three-point move up into that area, and now we're seeing the pullback. And some of the downside here. Let's take a look at the liquidity here. What does it look like? Well, they're on the bid or on the offer here, and we're finding some sellers. Okay, so some interesting action in here coming into on the bid in these areas as well. Yeah, I'm still looking for sellers to try to drop it into 36.85 here, and then maybe we can get down to 80 as well. We just had a little pullback, very quick pullback here, but there's not a whole lot of buying in here. Let's see if we can get a few more sellers down here and try to explore a little bit further. All right, let's see it, sellers, and no, not going to go for it. Another rotation, still making lower highs in here. All right, we got our buyers starting to come in a bit. All right, looks like buyers are going to go for 95 actually here, and then so we haven't tested here to 3,700 on the offer yet, so maybe we'll get some buying interest in there. Boy, as you guys can see, I mean, there's not a whole lot to look at or call here at the moment. They're still on the offer here at 95, and they're still up here at 3,700. I'm just trying to gauge the interest in the liquidity in here. Look like we had sellers to drop it here, and we got another rotation back up. Now let's just look at the structure here. Okay, so the structure, we're still not getting our buyers up here. Now we're starting to. Now we're starting to. Okay, so yeah, they're going to go for 95, and then I think we can maybe even reach up to 3,700 here. Let's see. I like it. We've got a lot of sellers kind of on the hook here, so let's see if they can try to push it back up into that area here. Okay, it has not tested it yet. All right, buyer, this is do or die right here for those buyers. If they do not show up here right now, then we're looking for the opposite scenario, and a good one too, right? A pretty nice stream here. Okay, so they didn't show up. Looking for the sellers now to show up. Now I'm looking for the move to 85, to be honest. Okay, we gave the buyers a shot here, and we're looking at this range in here, and we're looking at the order flow within it. Okay, the order flow within it is you know, the most traded level in here is right around in here. Okay, around this 92. This is where the buyers need to, if it's going to continue higher here, they need to show up. Okay, and they need to be able to support this price level here. Okay, so typically we look for buyers to bid up in these areas in here, and they did not show up. That's why the sellers were able to push it down lower. Okay, now we're looking for sellers at the bottom of the range here, and then the push lower into 85. So these guys are bidding up in here. Boy, we're not getting too much out of this. Here we go. All right, this is better. Yeah, here we go. It's a tough read. Typically in these areas in here, you can see how it's kind of dark around in these areas in here. So we're just reading the volume within these and structure. That third element, the heat map, can add so much more dimension to it here. They've been pretty fickle in the heat map or in the liquidity. All right, let's see if we can get our sellers again now at this point. Okay, retested back up to where it just dropped from. I'm not seeing them. Okay, now we should get them now. I want to see these guys need to pull that liquidity in here at this 87 level here. That's what we'd be looking for. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it, sellers. These guys are staying in the book. Interesting. They want to buy. They clearly, oh, they're buying. They're clearly buying. All right, and still selling pressure through it. Pulls right back to it. Okay, sellers. Now we got our sellers again. David, this is a really good point. We have the expiry. I mean, the contracts have rolled over. So you know, we should be pretty good. Liquidity looks pretty good in here. But yeah, that's a really good point. During rollover, order flow is a lot harder to read. No question about it. I know traders like FT71, I believe he really doesn't even trade during rollover. There's just it doesn't follow suit as well. People are doing many other things, so it's really kind of hard to get a feel for what's going on when many people are doing other things. Yeah, it's a really good point. Well, today's expiry, third Friday. Rob, here, I mean, we can go through. In fact, there's a few things I wanted to kind of show you guys. Hold on a minute. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a tough session, I think. We'll get back to it. I'm actually really see where this line is right here at the top of my browser. I'm looking to see if we get our sellers below it right here though, and this will be trap volume, and we get a nice move back down into 85 here. That's the scenario I'm looking for here right now, because we got some buying back up above here, but you know, boy, all it's going to take is some sellers below it here. Yeah, here we go. Lower high, looking for our sellers, looking for follow through here right now. And if we don't get it, like, fine. This one didn't work out, but I'm looking for it right now. Drop into 87 and then 85 here. We've got these guys on their back heels here. We should get a stop run and a move down to the bottom, at least the bottom of the range here. You know, looking for that. Okay, as I'm trying to go through and use the browser here as our support and resistance line. I do want to go over something, but we're just seeing something in here. Look at this guy right here, spoil the party in here, 285 contracts. Sellers should take them on though. There they go. All right, now let's see them trade through. We got 85. We might get a nicer move than 85 here. Yeah, down to 80 here. Looks good. Some selling starting to pick up, so let's see if we can get a follow-through move on that. 85 is our target though. We're just looking for a follow-through. All right, so that's important to make that distinction about, you know, trade management. We can talk about that in here. Again, these are not trade recommendations. It's just these are different considerations for trade management. Okay, in fact, I like to front run the high liquidity a bit instead of have to, you know, kind of deal with the stress of this move back up like this. So I like to get out a tick or two in front. So I'd likely be out of this, or at least a part of it. Here we go. Looks good. Let's see our 85 now, and then 80. Let's see if we can get to 80. There's 85. And let's get the easy move down to 80 here. Yeah, we might be able to get to 70, but just 80 right now. Still looking for it. There's 80. All right, so sellers in control here. So let's see if they can continue to push it. 75 is next, and then 70. I mean, we had to deal with this kind of back and forth in here, right? So now the easy move unfolds, the trending move, and we want to stick with it as long as we can. Yeah, I would have been out partial here, probably around 86 or so. You know, in here somewhere around, I don't know, this 90-ish level, 89, 90. And then, yeah, trying to hold here for a runner. So anyway, that's you know, some trade management to go through in here, looking at structure in here. God, yeah, and I came in here with the intent of going through and showing you guys something new in here, but just you know, we get wrapped up in these moves, but we should. That's what we're here for. We're here for going through the order flow in the live market and the forward-looking analysis here. Okay, and we need to cover why too, why we thought that, and I'll go through it in just a minute here. Move to 75 is already unfolded. Still looking for a bit lower here. You know, at this point, yeah, the 70 liquidity is here. If I start to see buyers though back up around this 76.5 level, like big green dot in here, I'm out. Okay, just to let you guys know, I'm not going to hold this and have it come back up against me and give back, right? I'm looking for 70, but I have my idea here, what I'm looking for in terms of the order flow. So I capture the move I'm looking for and reduce my risk and look for the next setup at that point. Yeah, I'd just hit the button here. I'd be out. Okay, so anyway, just going through, we'll go through the whole thing again here, and kind of what we're looking at and what we're understanding here. It's pretty simple stuff. You guys know the drill. We go through it every session here. It starts with market structure. So let's take the heat map off, and then we're going to take the volume off as well, and just best bid and offer. Our market structure, we noticed, we're still, well, we had a little bit of back and forth in here where maybe they can break it in here and come back up to 3,700, starting to test the structure in here. Okay, so being consistent with that, and let me get the pen tool out. I think that would be the easiest. Okay. Market structure. Yeah, we're looking at these areas. I should be in pen tool. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just hold on. Should be it. I guess I need to update or something. Okay. All right, it's not working. That's fine. Anyway, market structure wise, a little bit of like not too clear in some of these areas, wasn't getting too much out of the heat map, but structure, we can see it in here, we're looking at this back and forth within this area and trying to gauge what's happening in here. We did break, we came back up, and we were talking about kind of a point of control in here, etc. And we came back up and retested that area here. Okay, just and that's where we need to see the sellers come back in, and they did. We're looking again at same ideas in here for the continuation lower. The structure here, this is a lower high, and we're making lower lows. I mean, just slightly a higher high in this little area in here, but this is where we want to look at the volume. Okay, because we did break here, we're still bearish and looking for the volume in here to give us some insight though. But the structure here was bearish. Okay, that's the first step, and the second step is to look at the volume within that structure. Okay, so now we have the volume, yeah, this is where we're kind of duped a little bit. Right in here looked really good. We had the retest back up here on very little volume. Right in here looks really good for the drop. All right, we came back up, retested potential here for the buyers to come back up into here, right in that little area there. They didn't. They swung down lower, and that's where we're looking at the sellers in here. Okay, this is where we wanted to see this little area here, the sellers below that area. We got them down here. We had the retest back up here, looking for the sellers, looking for the follow through. We got it. They immediately retested back up here, but we're still looking for our sellers in here, and we got it. And then we were going from, I don't know, I think we were, the kind of hypothetical position was in here around 90, taking some off around 85, something like that, right? And then we're still looking though for 80 down here, that liquidity, and then noticing that well, we went through all of the pain in here, and then looking for our 75 as well, and then 70. Okay, and then I would have gotten stopped out up here at 76 or so, not looking for that move to come all the way back here. All right, so I gave up some in here, no doubt. Okay, but I'm just looking for something higher probability and then looking for the next setup. All right, so anyway, now we're looking, we went through the structure. Okay, understanding structure and understanding volume pressures within that structure. But you can really just even stop there. That's pretty good. However, the heat map gives you so much more. So when we look at the heat map and we start to understand where that high liquidity is and what is that context between buyers and sellers here, the aggressors within that structure, and that's where we get a lot more information. Here we didn't get too much information here in the heat map, as you can see. You know, it's just kind of the aggressor moving it back and forth. And then in here, yeah, we saw the break, we saw the high liquidity in here, kind of pulled, and then we got the move into our 85. Great. We're looking for the continuation here into 80, and then maybe we can look for 75 and then 70. Okay, we're down at about 60 right now. Okay, so you can see and understand, now this is something worthy of going back and taking a study, a note on, as you're looking for holding for these bigger moves, okay, on a higher time frame. It's up to you, it's up to your time frame, but the concept here is there's lots of back and forth, and then there's a move. Okay, kind of Wyckofffian markup, markdown, you know, accumulation and distribution. Okay, so this would be distribution, and this would be your markdown period here. Okay, these are the easy moves here. Okay, these are the difficult moves in here. Okay, trying to capture that, look for that insight, and then go with it, and then just stay with the trend. All right, so anyway, that's where your higher time frame analysis will come in handy as well. I mean, look, we came down to 70 here and broke it. Okay, that's below the cash open here. That was where we started this webinar off, looking at this area in here, and yeah, we're looking for. We had our 3 moves up into 10, that high liquidity. We're looking for our sellers, some back and forth, and then we finally got this move down. I'm surprised it traded into 70 and below it here. In fact, we can even see a move back up above 70 here, and then right back to 80 potentially as well. Okay, because let's see if they go for it here. I mean, we're seeing some buyers come in already. All right, that was a lot to go through. Let me just recap it. Just because this is really simple stuff. Just understanding the market structure here, okay, by looking at just the best bid and offer, okay, and marking up your structure. I think you'll find it really helpful, and then looking for volume within that structure, and then once we understand the volume pressures within that structure, now we're going to look at the heat map, which is the other side of the trade. Okay, understanding where there's supply and where there's demand. Okay, we noted a few areas where it's like, wow, okay, there was someone got in here really aggressive in some of these little areas, and very high liquidity, and the sellers took them on. Now, if the sellers get down below that area, there's more selling pressure, clearly. So we're looking for continuation on the sell side. Okay, gleaning that kind of information from the liquidity heat map can be just so helpful, and looking for the follow through in some of these moves here. All right, Babu, nice to have you in here. Thank you. Okay, you have a lifetime license. You can connect to Pro real-time feed. I'm not sure what feed you're talking about with IG. So, well, anyway, the Bookmap. I'll just go over this quickly here. Bookmap connects to the here, go to connectivity here, and for futures, these are all the different data feeds and brokers that we connect to. This is the majority of them here, anyway. So you should be able to find something that works. We like Rhythmic Data. They offer market by order data, whereas the rest do not. Okay, up to this point, it offers full depth of market, which a lot of them do not either. Okay, so full depth means that if I zoom out vertically here, see these areas up here, you can see the changes in liquidity up here. This is live, and that's a real nice edge. So data is not included in the purchase or subscription of Bookmap. Okay, we're not a data provider. Where's my VPOC or the VPOC? Yeah, I took it off here. Just kind of have some clean charts. There it is. Guys, you know, this might be a good segue. I mean, we're seeing a nice move here, and I'm starting to see some buyers come in though, right? So I think it's not going to be an easy move now, to be honest. So we're probably gonna get some back and forth now. Yeah, here we go. Look at that nice little trap below here. Look at the squeeze. So likely we're going to get a squeeze back up to about here, 67 or so, maybe higher, maybe 60, maybe 70, 3670 here. That'd be a nice little area here, high liquidity in here that got filled and went through it. Okay, so here they come. Yeah, still looking for it. 70 looks pretty good here as a target. Okay, so again, we can kind of go through. Now we go through these concepts all the time. You know, we can talk about Wyckoff, for example, and the whole kind of process here of accumulation, distribution, markup, markdown. And here it is. It's in the order flow here. Okay, so if you subscribe to those kinds of trading methods, just look for the order flow to support some of those methods. So now are we back down into like a consolidation period? Looks like it is starting to kind of evolve into one right now. We did make lower highs and lower lows here, but this was certainly a nice little trap. Okay, and we're looking for this, we're still looking for it. We're looking for it to trade up to 70 here. Okay, so now does the order flow support that? Yeah, it is. So let's see if we got to get what we really need to see this little cluster of volume in here. This is where we need to see the buyers back up here at 66 basically. Yeah, they got to get back up above here. And if we do, we should easily get the move to the top of the range and then through to 70 here. Okay, so we're looking for those buyers to trade it at least, and you can trade it that way too. You can even look for it, you know, look for your opportunity in here. Like if you get some buyers right in there, great. Now let's get to 66. you know. That failed immediately, but that's the concept though, that if we start to see the order flow in here, and you're looking for that move, then you know, you could look for those events and go with the bigger trend, for example. And well, this would be a counter trend, and going with the counter trend move here in this case. All right, well, let's see if we get another counter trend move. See the selling here, buyers back up above it. Okay, back up to here, back to 65. Okay, now the order book in here is not helping us. Okay, this is again was in the sideways consolidation. We're not getting too much out of the order book here. We're looking to see if we get the volume to move it, but we want to see the order book help us here. This is where that heat map can give us that insight. You know, it's pretty dark in here. You know, there's a little bit of liquidity here at 61, but they're really down here around this 58 area. Yeah, see a little bit of here at 64.5, and the reaction was sellers. Yeah, it seems easier to see. You can see that little bit of liquidity in here, and we're finding sellers. So there's 58. Let's see if we get a book shift or a flip back up above 58. Not yet. All right, let's see if we get it here. 56. No. Still just trending really nicely. Okay, here we go. A little bit there. Okay, high liquidity here at 56. All right, now do they take these guys on? Yeah, they are. They're taking them on there at 54 or 53 3/4. See how aggressive they are in here, and price is still going lower. Okay, now they're pulling though. Now we're starting to find some buyers. Okay, I want to see the buyers actually trade into this 53 3/4 here. This bully, they've already taken them on a little bit, so I'm looking for it. Looking for the aggressors, and then a quick move up here to 53 3/4. And let's see it, buyers, quick move. There they go. I want to see this guy trade though, and I want to see them trade through him, and then maybe back up to 56 here. They can't. Stop run there. God, that is a pretty beautiful little trend. Okay, down below the figure here. Still selling. Guys, let's take a look at our bigger picture, and zoom out. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Daily here on the left hand side. So here was our move. We're at 60, 67, and no, this is not right. Boy, what's wrong with these charts? Huh, okay, can't rely on that. Never mind. Okay, beautiful little kind of double bottom pattern in here. Let's see if we can get our buyers in a squeeze back up now. Here we go. All right, buyers, you got it. If you want it, all you need to do is step on it here, and we can get a move probably back up to about 54 here, this liquidity or previous liquidity here. Okay, and get a nice little squeeze going here. We're back to 50. Okay, I want to see it above 50. There we go. There's the move above 50. I still want to see it continue on up. This was a pretty interesting sell-off here. I mean, this is almost just an arrow here of in terms of direction, just one little kind of pullback or maybe a couple in here. So I'm looking for the squeeze the other way here. And I like the move back up to about 58 here. Okay, and there's liquidity coming in at 60. Okay, now guys, how many times have we seen this move? What is it that I'm just kind of curious, like since we mentioned it many times, what is it that we're looking for here in terms of the order flow in a specific level? Yeah, SB, you want to look at the DOM? That's what I wanted to get to, actually. Guys, there's our 58. I still want to see it if we can. I mean, 58 would have been my target on this, but I'm still looking to see if we can get to 60. Yeah, the new DOM standalone Victor. Yep, that's what I want to go over here. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, David, you're looking for like chop and mean reversion. I don't know. I mean, like unfortunately I don't have my bigger picture view. I don't know why these are stuck, but that's not good. Anyway, well, we're still getting some pretty good reads without that though. All right, so guys, you might have seen this, seen the email that we sent out and the videos on YouTube introducing the DOM Pro here. Okay, we have a very professional DOM, and here, let's just move so we can see some price action too. This is in our knowledge base. I'm going to put this into the chat for you guys. Okay, there's the DOM and Execution Pro 2. Okay, so hold on. And these work hand in hand. So please take a look at them. It's included in your Global Plus subscription. So you know, you're getting a lot more value now out of Global Plus. Yeah, so go there. There's a video here. The video gives an overview. These products here have a lot of depth here. I'm having a heck of a day here. Hold on, and now that pen is working. Okay, let's just exit the pen and let's get back to Bookmap. There we go. All right. Okay. The bracketed orders is not a part of that one, Alec. So yeah, I know that has been requested for a while, for a long time, for a while, and it's not a part of it. There's some really really cool features in here though. In fact, you know, I'm going to make a little poll here in YouTube. Um, Maybe a quick poll. All right, there you go. Are you a hyper scalper? Yes or no? This tool is amazing for your scalping. So let's go at it here. You'll get the download in the links that I gave you. You'll see the downloads there, and here's where you find it. I mean, you know, you'll add it in here, and then you'll select it here, and you see it's updating right now, the indicator, and then we'll add it on here. Okay, and there it is. So the video goes through all these different columns in here, etc. There's a lot more to it though. That we just gave an overview. You know, setting your graphic, or setting your orders in here, trading off of this. You know, we're just kind of scratching the surface here, but there's a lot of different things you can do in here. For example, yeah, you'll be able to, you know, you've got lots of different volume columns in here to take a look at, lots of different resets to take a look at. You can see recent kind of you know, buys and offers and volatility in here, and just starting to understand you know, some of these areas in here of like recent trades and where they took place. So these markers make it a little bit easier for you. These are the aggressors in the middle here. This is the last traded quantity in here. This is the depth on the bid. Here's the depth on the offer. Here's some changes, high changes in liquidity, you know, marked up here. So you're really getting quite a bit here. And then yeah, you can set orders in here, etc. Now to set orders, and you're interested in this, like let's just go through that, because that alone, it gets kind of complex. And then also this execution pro as well. So there's some details to go through here. You will, if you're interested in trading from it, what you need to do is you need to open up the trade control panel in Bookmap first. Okay, then you need to turn it on to Dome or both. Just leave it on both. You can trade from the chart and manage it from there as well. You need to select your quantity here as well. And then bracketed orders, that's a whole nother, like, there's some really nice features in here using that bracketed order. And then here it's a separate window now, right? So now you have your DOM. You can add multiple DOMs. You know, you can expand them or contract them here, whatever it is that floats your boat, basically. And then lots of different features on here for resetting or adding your notes, etc. Now that I've got it all set up in here, now I can set my orders. Okay, so just, you know, clicking in here, you can see I'm setting my orders. All the trade management though will be done here. Okay, so in fact it filled me, and I'm flat. One of the things too, to make sure you're not in a position before you open this. Okay, that's how it works best. Okay, hold on a minute here. Did you guys see that poll in YouTube or not? Should have gone. Anyway, yeah, let's see here. Let's bring that DOM back up. Okay, so yeah, you can have, you know, multiple DOMs open. You have to have the symbol open first in Bookmap, and you will be trading from or at least setting your orders here. I'm sorry, not setting orders, just this needs to be on in order to set orders into the DOM. Right, so that's how that works. Yeah, you have all sorts of flexibility in here. I don't know what kind of questions you guys have for this, but okay, you didn't see the poll. All right, let's try it again. There it goes. Okay, now it should work. Yeah. ARF you a hyper scalper. Anyway, boy, we're seeing some nice moves in here. God, I don't know if I want to cover this right now. There's so many details to go through in here as well with this this DOM and Execution Pro. Let me just I'll give you guys another kind of overview on it. But I'll have some videos. I'll have lots of materials. I'll do some webinars that will be exclusive on this or these two new products here, so that you get a full deep immersion here on what it is, what's new, how to use it, etc. And you got the heat map here in Bookmap as well. You'll see your orders displayed on here as well, so you have insight to that and liquidity. Yeah, it's a really nice product. So pretty happy about that. Yeah, we continue to sell off here. So down into 40, looking for 35. Nice stop run there. All right, let's go. I just want to show you the Execution Pro because this actually has some of these execution these keyboard or hotkeys in here to use to very quickly set your orders. Okay, as well as it needs to be enabled in here, and then you also have like this VWAP. Let me show you this. I really like this reset VWAP in here. It's different than the VWAP from Bookmap. Okay, we made that point in the video. But this allows you to trade around a resetting VWAP every 30 seconds. Okay, so this is really for your scalpers. Here's your VWAP back up here. Right, so looking for maybe move back down below here, looking to see if we get our buyers. If we do, we should get back up to 46.25. You'd be hyper scalping these all day long, right? You'd be making hundreds of trades. So there's your move already. Boom, you're out. Did what you wanted. Look for the next one. So again, we're using kind of the same principles in here, but we have a strategy around that, a resetting VWAP. Okay, every 30 seconds. All right, now it's down here. I know it looks confusing because it has the same name here as our VWAP, which is up here, and it has the same color as well. Let's just change the color here to this blue for now for ours, and then you'll see like ours is way up here, right? So it's based on something else. This is a resetting every 30 seconds. So you'll see this reset again and again and again at the 30-second mark. Do I have it for 30 seconds? Yeah. Oh. Gotta turn it on. Okay. Yeah, and here, talk about your hyper scalping. Like here's some keys in here some keystrokes here to quickly buy and sell off of VWAP if you want. Right, so if you're looking for inside out, outside in, whatever kind of moves in here. Here's your reset. Okay, just reset again. Here's the move back down. Okay, and here's our VWAP moving back down now too. All right, so you're not going to get much out of that one. Okay, but maybe it trades back to the previous one here. Okay, maybe this is an outside move here, so maybe you sell off of your VWAP right there. You can see that didn't work. Okay, maybe you sell off of this one though. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I see buyers in here. I'm not looking for buyers. So you kind of have to mix and match what you see here. You got to play around with your strategy. Like you're just not arbitrarily like buying and selling VWAP here. Look at your order flow. That's where you're going to get the edge. Okay, on any of these strategies, look at the order flow. Now we have there's like a small scalping strategy in here to take a look at. You need to go back and study it. But you have execution keys to very, very quickly execute off of it here. All right, so what is it? Buying, I think I had one. Let's see here. Yeah, to buy is a 1 and to sell is a 2. Okay. So let's take a look here. Sell off of VWAP. Can I do that? Or I gotta, yeah. Enabled. Yeah, it should be good. There's some other great features in here. Oh, I can't use that. That's what it is. Okay. Sell. Okay, and then waiting for it to come down to VWAP and then buy it back. Buy. Boom. You really need to, go back and study these things. Now we got a new VWAP. It's resetting here, 30 seconds. Okay, there's a new one. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. Let me show you this too. Another one I really like, very intelligent here. Use local position, right? Reset to limit in here. Okay, so what this means here is I'll try to demo these all for you. What this means here is let's say we have a position of 2 and we have our brackets, right? Okay, so let's just say, okay, I'm going long, right? All right, I got my bracketed orders here. I've got 2, and then if I want to, now you see if I had this, I hope I don't get stopped out here. If I have this checked, you can see brackets are now disabled, right? So, and I'm at position 1, so I can scalp the other way and get out of a position. And look what it did. Now it updated my bracketed as well to 1, right? Now what happened in here is I have it did a trailing stop very, very quickly in here. I have all of these checked in here. Okay, so that's why I got kind of stopped out there. It trailed very, very quickly. So you have to be, we have to go through the details in here with you guys, so you know what you're dealing with though. But it's a beautiful tool. You can trail your stops. You can move your stop to break even. There's a pay up strategy in here that if you come down, if you have a limit buy down here somewhere, and the liquidity starts to dry up in front of you, right? It can pull away very, very quickly instead of hitting your area in there. Well, you input your pay up size in here. So if liquidity is 50 or less, then start to chase. Basically, you don't want to miss that move. just because you're waiting at your level. So some really nice features in here, moving your limits, very easy to move your limits around. Let's see, that coincides here with the key map settings, which is up and down arrow. Okay, so let's just let's set some limits, and then I just use my up and down arrow, and I can move these around really quickly. Yada yada yada. It goes on and on. So lots of some really professional execution tools in here. I think you guys will like. Okay, we'll download it. Go through the documentation. There's some kind of things in here to understand that right now I have to use the Execution Pro simulator because I'm in simulated environment right now. All right. If you're in the live environment, you need to use this. I would recommend you use this Trade Interceptor, and then you also have to use the Execution Pro Live. So note, if I deselect it here and reselect this one, it will. It's actually saying it will allow it, but it shouldn't. You have to accept the risks. Okay, and then you see mode not supported, right? Okay, so you have to be in the right mode. Okay, so you have to be in the sim mode here for this to work. Guys, we're just scratching the surface. I'm going through it really quickly. Download it, read through the knowledge base. Here it is again. Okay, so I put the links into the chat there for you. Okay, here's the DOM Pro. It's Bookmap knowledge base add-on section, and they're down here. DOM Pro, Execution Pro. There's a video here on each one as well. Kind of goes over what we just kind of went over, but there's more in here to read through some of the details in here. Here about setting your orders as in this one. Yeah, all the different order types, etc. The details are in here. All right. We'll have a special webinar, probably after Tom finishes, and we'll go through that. Again, it only works with CQG and Rhythmic for right now. So it's only for futures. Okay, so I don't know if I can catch up with all you guys here with the questions. SB, yeah, go through the documentation in there. That'll answer your questions in there. There is no kind of scale out feature like if you input a position of 3 and then you can kind of have it scale out by 10 or 20, 30 ticks or whatever. Babu, let's see, I did not get your question. Yeah, you can use it in replay, Victor, as well. No problem. Siggy, I'm not sure which, you're talking about brokers and who offers the quickest fills. I'm not sure. That's something to look into. All right, I'm going to deselect that VWAP here as well. All right, I'm going to close this up as well. Make sure. Yeah, another thing, it has some really nice kind of canceling features in for like any orphan orders, etc. So yeah, it's really for the for the trader. Okay, so it's a 60-40. Are you a hyper scalper? 40% of you guys are. 60%, no. Interesting. All right, I thought it would be a lot less than 40%. Well, for that 40%, you guys, like, you just picked up a great new tool. All right, let's get back to the order flow here. This is starting to get interesting here. Look at the new distribution. You know, we had our markdown. Here's our distribution, looking good. Looking for the buyers right here, right now, into 60. Okay, to begin with, we might be able to get back to the bigger picture. Talk about a bigger picture structure here. VWAP, back to VWAP, right? So now, does this VWAP align with anything? It aligns with at least a volume profile here. Okay, what about some of the structure over here? You know, the 70 level looks really good. I like it. It's a low volume node. In fact, kind of blaze through that liquidity, and then there's liquidity here right now, though. So we're looking to see if those buyers can reach back up to 70, and likely this is going to be, we're looking for a mark up period now. Okay, we can see a kind of a beautiful structure. In fact, a little different than what we usually cover in terms of structure, but here it is. Okay, you know, lots of sellers over here. Look at the buyers, all the buyers over here. Okay, here's the head and shoulders pattern. That's quite pretty. I haven't seen something quite as pretty as that in a long time. Like it's beautiful. Like sellers, there's some buyers in here, but mostly sellers, and then mostly buyers here. So yeah, we're just looking for. We were looking for 60. We're still holding. We're looking for 70. And if it can continue, and we continue to see this mark up period, well, we're looking for more than that. We're looking for 75, 80, 85. And that's when we started this webinar off for some of these moves. 70 is a good area, maybe a little bit higher here because of some of the swings here and the liquidity in these areas in here. Okay, talk about market structure again. Okay, so yeah, you know, we were looking for that move to unfold right around this 55 area up into 60. I would be taking some profits just probably in front of the 70 here, and then see how it plays out. All right, I have my reasons. I have my market structure. I'm looking for buyers to push it up into that market structure. Coop, yeah, you for that DOM Pro and Execution Pro, it's all included with Global Plus, which is really nice. You just got a professional DOM and execution tools for free. It doesn't have to be for hyper scalping either. I mean, it doesn't have to be whatsoever. You know, there's just there's a lot of scalpers and hyper scalpers that do use that. In fact, as you guys know, Scott Pulcini, that's how he used to trade. He mentioned it yesterday. He didn't even look at a chart. He was just looking at the orders all day long. Now, you know, one of the things that's nice about it, and I can't wait to show it to Scott as well. Probably bring up some good memories and some bad memories. But there's a little bit of a hybrid in there. The way he used to trade was manually on that on the DOM. Right. Well, we're talking about some execution tools here that go with it that allow you to. You're still trading manually, but very, very quickly, and that's a difference. Right, and some of these you can hook up to, you know, some of your own strategies as well, and have an algo run off of it if you like. Yeah, you can even do that within Bookmap. These under configure add-ons here, that when we first came up with this API, we came up with chase, escape, and execute, just to showcase how you can make algos in here in Bookmap. So those are execution algos. Something to take a look at. Okay, so Babu, can you get a data feed connect with Pro Real Time? I've never heard of them. Uh, so no, no, we don't. I don't know who you're. I mean, who is the actual data provider uh, that you're looking at there? There's our move, guys. 70 looks good though for continuation into 75. Right? Just looks. This is a really pretty move. I mean, look at how balanced that is. Look at those colors. Let's clear the drawings. Yeah, it's beautiful. You almost want to put that on your wall. Um, yeah, Alec. Well, the 30-second is pretty. Was the 30-second VWAC was a bit much? It depends. I mean, like uh, you're looking for some pretty quick moves in the DOM. You don't, and it doesn't. You don't have to be. Yeah, I mean, you could be looking at. Let's just bring it back up again. Uh, so hold on. Guys, beautiful move up into 75. So for example, I mean, you could be looking at all these volume columns in here. They're all right in front of you. They're beautiful. Look at this. Like you have this session volume profile here. And then, you have split out the data here as well. You have the volume profile for the sells, for the buys, and then the delta. Okay, buy minus sell. And then you can be looking for your volume profiles. So here we have like a high volume node. Great. Well, let's look at this battle around the high volume node. Okay, well, buyers trying to push it above, looking for it. Are they hitting into high liquidity? Are they adding more liquidity on the offer or on the bid here? Okay, yeah, it's starting to climb. Okay, where's it going to? Start to look at your columns in here. Okay, so maybe back up into and not seeing much, but this delta column there. Okay, maybe you'd scalp it up to here, right? Take some off. You just made a couple of points, point and a half. Maybe you're looking for a bigger move up and did this one up here, this delta or high volume node up here. Okay, around 3680. 3680 matches up pretty nicely for us as well up here. Okay, so looks like a pretty good move, right? So you can confirm some of these ideas on the heat map as well as with the DOM in here. A lot of DOM traders, they're looking at some pretty small moves in here. So a lot of them are clearing the data in here very, very quickly. Okay, look at this move right back down to where your high volume node here at 75. Boom. Okay, now is it going to support it here at 75, or do we start to see them maybe dry up liquidity, add on the offer? Do we see sellers starting to come in here and hit it? Well, then down to here. Okay, down to 72 and a half. You can set your buy orders down at 72 and a half. If these are some of your strategies, these are some of the considerations, right? Let's always put this on top. Yeah, you'd be looking for, and you can see I'm not the only guy. Look at how the liquidity is coming, starting to add up in these areas here. So we're not the only ones that had that idea here. Okay, now it's starting to bounce off of here, but let's see if we get sellers trade through it. All right, well, yeah, then you go short and you'd be looking for the move back down. Some really, really simple trade ideas here. Let's see if we get follow through. If you don't, just flatten it. Oh, it's it's starting. I have the brackets on, I guess, and it's already yeah. So I'm out. I'm out already. Yeah. Yeah, it's because I had the brackets enabled here, guys. But it hit one of my it got out of one, and then it trailed one. Hit what happened here. I'll show you. And you got, that's why we need to go into the details with you guys on this, because you know, I was demoing it last night, coming up with the videos, etc. But here I have these marked, right? So the where is it? The trail stop here. So it hit my 4 ticks and started to trail. Yeah. Or the resize order in here. No, that's not it. Okay. Anyway, you guys get the idea. And there it is. And there it shows up on the heat map here. Okay. Here's the trail right there, as you guys can see. Okay, as it went 4 ticks in my direction. And then I got stopped out down here. Okay, for a small profit. Anyway, these I'm just demoing the product. I wanted to show you and set these orders for you guys. Okay, we can end the poll. Well, yeah, David, I mean, really, I mean, sometimes these patterns are just so perfect. It kind of blows my mind. You know, to see like these just kind of like picture perfect moves. This is like a line graph here almost. You know, and you can just, you know, maybe a little bit of back and forth in here, but like it's like this is almost a kind of a schematic of a Head and Shoulders. And look at the order flow change from sell to buy. Amazing, right? And look at the move and the follow through. Beautiful. Yeah, I think that's I'll take a screenshot of that. All right, anyway, so you Global Plus subscribers, go check it out. Download it, install it, and play around with it. Get to know some of those features. You got to go through the documentation. It's a complex product. There's a lot going on there. Okay, just one step at a time. JC, let's see, I don't know if I can keep up with where you were asking about this. For 60K. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you must be talking to somebody else. I think I'm not looking at like in the money calls, etc. Yeah, I agree. We got to enjoy the volatility while we can, and that's when you do get these really beautiful moves like this in here. You know, it's during these volatile periods. I mean, when the S&P does something like this, it's kind of odd. You know, even this, we were watching that move down from 85 down. It just kept going, and like it usually doesn't do that kind of move. Something like this here, it's kind of odd. But you can see that this is exact. We talked about this on, I think, Monday or Tuesday. We talked about this. with these kinds of moves in the volatility, you get it almost an equal move back. This is why in volatile markets, take a look at your trade management and how you want to deal with that, because where are you going to scale in on this? That's kind of hard. I mean, there's maybe one in here you could scale in on. Where are you going to take your profit? Are you going to wait for it to kind of do something down here like this and then take your profit down here? Or you just have your target, okay? Because you in volatility, you're going to get some pretty brutal pullbacks. You know that, right? But God, you can play it like a violin though. Take your profit, look for another thing, look for a move back. I mean, you can just, I mean, this was an easy read. I thought. I mean, it was like, it's just telling you it was around 55, 56 or so in here. 60, wanted to trade 60 and then some, it looked like. It really started to pick up in here, and so you hold it. We're looking for 70. I would have taken some off here, up around this 67. It just looks too good, and it hit the swings. I look for the swings, okay. And then we talked about the VWAP here, and we even parlayed that into like that 30-second VWAP too. Here's the same concept, just higher time frame, okay. And it worked out beautifully. It hasn't. It's only that has been the play, was a move back to the VWAP here. Yeah, and icebergs we haven't even touched icebergs and stops in here yet. Okay, and then some of these other concepts in here, guys. I mean, all these pieces are beautifully coming together here. Now you've got your DOM, your DOM with the volume profiles as well. You can kind of take a step back, look at Bookmap, look at the heat map, look at the some of the volume columns in here. Now that's going to be a stop run to the upside, and it is, okay. Same concepts. I mean, we were just looking at the DOM and then trading from high volume mode to high volume node, or something like that. We're looking at the delta. In fact, let's look at a delta column in here. I really like the delta column. Yeah, so yeah, this would be like a fade back down to maybe here, something like that. I don't see a whole lot of buying up here, something like that. Or maybe the move hasn't finished here. Maybe it has to come up here to 90, right? But it seems to have built something in here. So I am looking for a pullback here, about 80. Yeah, might be able to go a little bit lower. Maybe bounce off of VWAP here, return back to VWAP, get out of the trade. Guys, I mean, just some of these, that Execution Pro, some of these ideas and concepts, now you have execution tools around some of them. All right, guys. Yeah, if you like the webinar here, if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be most appreciated. We love doing these webinars for you guys, and yeah, it helps us when we get feedback, positive feedback. We can do more and go more in that direction. Yeah, and keep a lookout for. We will. Thank you, Mar. We're going to do. Look for end of the day webinars on this DOM Pro and Execution Pro. Okay, and look for more videos, smaller videos to go through some of these concepts we just went through really quickly. Okay, kind of on the fly, not even that well thought through yet. Anyway, you'll see this. It really is going to open some things up for you guys. Okay, and I think it will really kind of dovetail very nicely with some of your higher time frame strategies. Okay, and now you'll have these really quick execution tools to work with them. Yeah, it should be good. All right, so let's see, anything else? Yeah, I want to do a conversation with a trader as well. We might do it might be a back and forth conversation with a trader who's a scalper, and kind of get his insights on it. Yeah, he's a complete expert. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll probably do a few different webinars, and so we'll have lots of materials for you guys, answer all your questions, get you up and running, and trade experts here using the DOM and the heat map together. All right, Zhang. Yeah, this is not a trading webinar in here, Zhang. I do need to reiterate, this is not financial advice in here. This is order flow education. Okay, goes with our order flow educational course, and then build your own trading plan in here. Right? Don't react to what other traders have to say. That's really you want to build confidence. Build a trading plan. Build results. Now you have something to lean on, and then that will make all the difference in the world. All right, so yeah, thanks guys. Everyone have a great weekend. Yep, subscribe to the channel if you're new in here, and give us a thumbs up, would be very helpful. We'll do more webinars, look for more videos, and on the DOM Pro and Execution Pro, and we'll see you guys next week. Monday we're off. Okay, so no webinar on Monday, but due to the US holiday. So go out and enjoy, and then we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Stay tuned. Tom B, this YouTube video will redirect right into Tom B. Okay, so any of you guys over there, it'll jump you right to it, which is great. Okay, so yeah, have a good day, have a good weekend, everybody, and we will catch up with you on Tuesday. Okay, take care. Bye bye.